Hi, my name is Stacie from Stacie Rabbit Jewelry Designs. Today I'm going to show you how to make a pair of charm earrings out of these fun pink beads called Trio Pink, which are new Jesse James beads being sold at Walmart. What you're going to need to do is grab the beads that I have shown here and a few additional things from your stash. So you're going to need 4 head pins. You're going to need 2 earring wires. You're going to need 8 6mm jump rings. 4 or 5mm jump rings will also work just fine. And then you're also going to need some 22 gauge wire. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take and make our first earring. And we're going to start with these 3 beads here. I just absolutely love this rhinestone spacer. What we're going to do is we are going to grab 1 piece of our 22 gauge wire. And again, if you don't have 22 gauge, 20 would work just as well. So I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to make a simple loop. So I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and bend that at a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to trim that to about 1 centimeter or so. Does not need to be exact. I am going to then come in with my round nose pliers and roll that back to make a loop. So there's my loop. The next thing that I am going to do, so I'm just going to straighten the wire a little bit with my hands so it's a little bit straighter. I'm going to put my 3 beads onto this wire. So the round, my favorite spacer, followed by the other round. And that's what we've got going. I'm going to go and do the same thing that I just did on the other side. So I'm going to go and bend, make a 90-degree right angle with my wire. I'm going to come in and trim that down to about 1 centimeter or so. And then with my handy dandy round nose pliers, I am just going to roll that back into another simple loop. If it gets a little crooked, you just straighten it out. So this is what we have for our first piece, and I am going to just go set that aside. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make some charms for our earrings. And we're going to take these 2 bicones and these 2 head pins, and we're going to create some cute little sparkly charms. So I just put 1 of the little pink bicones onto the head pin. And again, today is a day of simple loops with this design. I'm going to bend that to make a right angle. Repeat the same process. Trim that down to about 1 centimeter with my flush cutters. And again, create another simple loop. You're going to be a master of these simple loops by the time this piece is done. So we've got an itty bitty, teeny tiny, but absolutely cute little charm. So now we've got 2 charms. The last thing that we need to do is make our longer charm. And I'm going to do that using 2 bicones and the spacer and 1 more piece of wire. So I am just going to come in here, grab my wire by the very end between the round nose pliers and roll almost, but not quite, a complete circle. You can see that. I'm going to come in with a chain nose pliers and close that up. And then I'm going to make a little swirl with this. So I am going to go around 1 more time, basically just by rotating my pliers until it meets up. So there you go. And then I am just going to come in here and turn this guy by creating a right angle into a head pin. And so you can see it's not perfect because I've got a little gap there, but what I can do is just roll it until you fix it. It's the great thing about wire. It's very bendable. You can make it do what you want. So now I've got this fancy head pin that we've made. And if you don't want to do the fancy head pin, just grab another one from your stash. I am just going to put a bicone, a spacer, a bicone, and then guess what? We're going to do another simple loop. So we've got our main component, all of our charms, and we're going to start assembling. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open our earring, pop our main piece on that we made, and that's what we have. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to get our charms ready to put on to our earrings. And so we are going to open a jump ring. Again, grab those with 2 chain nose pliers and twist toward or away from you. And then all you're going to do is just pop on your charm onto the jump ring and then twist again until the 2 little pieces of metal line up. You're just going to do that again. I want my fancy charm to have a little bit more length, make it even more visible. So it is going to get 2 jump rings. So again, put on one, grab a second, open that up, and pop that on and close it. Then we've got our charms ready, and all we have to do is open up the simple loop that we created before. I'm going to put on a small one, the long one, the other small one, and just close it on up. Aren't these the cutest earrings made from the trio pink beads, now being sold at Walmart?